Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks so much for being here and for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this H&M drama. I wanted to get your thoughts on this because Harry and Meghan, in all of the news stories that come out, the majority of them that are somewhat positive, in my personal opinion, just being beautifully honest, in my personal opinion, I feel that they are behind the PR team that they have and things like that, as well as the agency that she signed with. I think it's, I don't even care. I think it's called the William Morris Agency. Whatever. I believe that they're behind because, to be honest with you, a lot of the things that are real and true about them are not the most positive. And now they're trying to blame a vendetta being waged against them. So I want to get your thoughts on this. So they're saying because of all of the career disappointments that they have experienced, they believe that a vendetta has been waged against them. There have been talks held with high-profile brands that didn't lead to anything. Prince Harry had a major victory when he won a payout to the tune of $180,000 in damages for having his phone hacked by Mirror Group newspapers. That's in the UK. It is a bit of respite in a season of rough waters for both Harry and Meghan Markle, who, Deadline reports, are reportedly complaining that their string of failed projects and brand partnerships have led them to believe that there is a vendetta being waged against them. William Morris Endeavor, that's the name of the company, the powerhouse talent agency that Meghan Markle signed with this past April, is reportedly holding crisis talks with Meghan and Harry, Deadline reports. The couple have, of course, had successes since stepping back as working members of the royal family nearly 4 years ago. In January 2020, their sit-down interview with Oprah Winfrey in 2021 was all anyone could talk about at the time. Their 6-part Netflix docu-series, released exactly 1 year ago, was a hit. And Harry's memoir, Spare, released at the top of this year, broke records. But there have also been setbacks. There's a general feeling that there has been a vendetta waged against them, a source said. There have been talks held with high-profile brands that didn't lead to anything but should have. Those brands then actively courted other members of the family. As Deadline writes, Meghan has been with WME for 8 months, but no new projects have materialized thus far. Since April, Harry and Meghan's $20 million deal with Spotify collapsed, and the outlet also points to the cancellation of Meghan's pet doc project, Pearl, being canceled by Netflix as an example of the brick walls the Sussexes have encountered. The team doesn't appear to know what to do at this point. The consensus now is to try and repair the damage done to the royal family and hope that link will help them out of the doldrums. As a new year dawns, it continues to feel like Harry and especially Meghan are on the cusp of announcing a big next step, but the wait continues. They are in trouble and struggling to find the best way forward, they said. Harry has been trying to reach out to his family of late, but doesn't seem to be getting anywhere. He appears to have well and truly burned those bridges. King Charles is reluctant to meet with Harry at the moment. There is very little trust there, which is understandable. If there will be a meeting, it will have to be done properly with aides and officials present and everything documented with minutes taken. Now, that's something, but this honestly is the hole that they dug for themselves, if we're going to be honest about it. But to blame a vendetta being waged against them, the only thing that they have had and gotten the interest of the people has been drama. That's why I call, when I speak about these two, H&M drama, because that has pretty much been what they have produced. Even when they had the $20 million deal with Spotify, they didn't work. Hell, I've done more podcasts than Meghan has, and nobody's paying me. Nobody's like signed me up to do this. I'm doing it because I enjoy it. It's a hobby. And shit, I'm doing sometimes 3 or 4 episodes a day. And I've had a podcast since 2017, and I've been in business since 2008, and I'm very busy. I'm just basically saying they have been entitled and lazy. And please don't come in my comment section talking about I'm jealous of Meghan. I am not, okay? And that is such a lazy, tired read when people want to say, oh, you're just jealous of this person. Not everyone that has a critique about someone else that may be more wealthy, more recognized, I don't know, more hair, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to say or try to use to make it seem like someone is jealous. It doesn't mean that you want what that person has. Okay. You just see it for what it is and you're critiquing it. And that's what I'm doing. And the Netflix docuseries, people watched it not because they really liked them. It's because they just wanted to see what they had to say. It's just like when people drive by car accidents on their way to work. A lot of the traffic that builds up is because people can't help but turn their head to the side to look and see what happened. People are nosy. It's innate in us, okay? So just like you can't help but look at a train wreck. It's not that you are looking for disaster. You just can't help yourself to look and see what happened, right? That's all it is. People watch the Netflix docuseries because people are nosy and just wanted to see what they were going to say. It's not that they watched it because they have just so many people that love and adore them. People who read the book Spare, which I didn't, I have no interest in, but the people who bought it and read it, they did it because they wanted to see what secrets he was going to spill about the monarchy, about the quote unquote royal family. It's people who are just nosy and they want to see what they're going to say. This is all drama. So for them to try to make the drama into something so profound, to have these things that she was supposedly working on and they just haven't panned out, what real talent does Harry have? Like, let's just be honest. What real talent does he have? And just because he is the prince, the spare, if you will, and she's married to the spare, that means that you deserve to be making millions of dollars because you're having people either just create stuff for you or you're creating stuff and you feel that it's just going to be a bestseller because you are who you are, not because the projects are that great. Give me a freaking break. That's just not realistic. And I know there's a lot of unrealistic things that go on in this world. Of course. But at this point in time, it's been almost 4 years since they decided to step back from being working royals, as they call them, and had her eyes set on Hollywood and becoming this quote unquote A-list celebrity. Just because you married Prince Harry, who was she before that? And if people are not honest, then of course they're going to say, oh, she's amazing. I loved her in Suits. How many people watch Suits? It's only on Netflix now because she's married to Prince Harry. Do you think that show that used to be on the USA Network that most people didn't know about was going to be on Netflix if she was not married to Harry and they didn't have this huge Netflix docuseries called Harry and Meghan? No. So, I mean, it just is what it is. I'm just talking about it because honestly, I just really find it comical that they feel like a vendetta has been waged against them and that's why things haven't been working out for them. Instead of, again, taking some self-accountability, everything is always someone else's fault. And then apparently one of the reasons why she and Kate Middleton didn't get along is because she felt entitled coming in and felt like she had more knowledge than Kate Middleton did when it came to being working royals and doing charity work. So it's being reported that she reportedly ruined her relationship with Kate by thinking she could teach the royal family a thing or two. And here's what happened. Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, Prince William, and Kate Middleton made their first and only appearance as a foursome at the Royal Foundation Forum in 2018. Reportedly, tensions were at an all-time high as Meghan wasn't comfortable taking a back seat to Kate. The tension between William, Kate, Harry, and Meghan was reportedly palpable. Meghan allegedly found it difficult to accept her royal status and position. She felt she was a self-made woman, whereas Kate hadn't really had her own career. She seemed to feel like she had more of a right to speak than her sister-in-law, who had married into the family as an unknown, whereas Meghan regarded herself as a philanthropist who could teach the royals a thing or two about charity. And then apparently she talked about the relationship a bit in the docuseries, which I did not watch. The thing about it is, you can marry into families. Everybody isn't going to like everybody. That's actually normal. So for people to try to make this into a thing with regards to Meghan and Kate, I do believe some of the tension has been created because you have people that pit the one over the other. And honestly, because of it being the way that it is in the royal family, Kate is above Meghan. It has nothing to do with her ethnicity. It's because Kate is married to William, who is the next heir to the throne. That's just that. So to try to make it into a race thing, people need to just leave that alone. It's not about Meghan's ethnicity. But of course, Meghan would try to make it into that. And then there are some people who would try to make it into, a thing with that as well. But no, it's because of the way things are when it comes to being married to the heir versus being married to the quote-unquote spare. She's married to the spare, and for her to think that she is more, she has more of a right to speak about charity and things like that because she has more experience in that. She may have felt that way, but for her to address that and not know that that's not the way it works over there. And honestly, that's not the way it works really anywhere. Unless someone asks you to step up and speak out because you have this type of experience, then a lot of people are going to look at you as entitled, or you think you're a know-it-all, you think you know more than everyone else or whatever, or you just want to have the limelight, you want the spotlight on you. I'm just saying, I do believe that the things that are said about them in the news outlets, for the most part, that are seen as negative, but honestly, it's just the truth. I believe a lot of people are just really speaking more so of the truth in these outlets versus the ones that are more favorable towards her. When you see things like, Meghan wore this dress and these shoes, and you can find similar items at this store and they have links to it or whatever. It's like that type of stuff where I believe her PR team may be more behind it, similar to the Kardashians, because you can't go a day without seeing something about the Kardashians in the news. And it's been like that for a long time now. Whoever thought it would be this way, but unfortunately, that's just the way it is at this point in time. We could choose to either ignore it or read it, but it's happening. And that's, I feel, what, not saying Meghan wanted to be like the Kardashians in the way that they became famous, and most people know how that family got the recognition that it got. Of course, I'm not saying Meghan's trying to get it that way, but now the majority of the headlines in the news, it just gets them more attention, gets Kim more money. And that's what Meghan is trying to have happen for her. And they're not understanding why it's not really popping off that way, because it seems like by now it should have, and it hasn't. So now they're blaming a vendetta being waged against them. And if the companies that have spoken to them and it didn't work out, and then they may have spoken to other people in the family and they're doing things with them versus Meghan and Harry, I don't think that the royal family really has anything to do with that, because if it did, then why would Harry be trying to get back in good with the family? I'm just saying. So who's trying to use who? It's a lot. It's just a bunch of drama, and that's why I just wanted to talk about it briefly, guys. So just let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.